Welcome to Discovering. Tonight, we're on an ATV overnight camping adventure here in the Western UP.
I'm in Menominee for the Thursday night fish fights. What that is, I don't know, but we're going to find out. And we're in Escanaba for a look at the Young Angler Fishing Tournament. Stick around, that's all tonight right here on Discovering.
The secret streams that flow beneath the cliffs of colored stone. Forest thick and healthy with birch and pine and oak. Surrounded by the greatest lakes this world has ever known. The black bear's awesome presence as he roams the hills and fields. Call of the timber wolf, the loon's lonesome trill. The eagle soaring high above, the trout lies deep and still. These are what I treasure, the only way I measure feelings that I have for this fine land. There is so much to discover when you're a long-time lover of northern Michigan.
The UP is becoming increasingly off-road vehicle friendly, with more trails and more back roads opening to ATV traffic. In the Western UP, a lot of this is thanks to the Michigan Trails and Recreation Alliance of Land and the Environment, commonly known as MyTrail. Get your hands on a MyTrail map book, and in the back they have various ATV trip ideas. One is the park-to-park ride from Twin Lakes State Park to Baraga State Park in the Western UP, both ORV friendly.
We've had ORV access for our campers for quite a few years now. It's really added to the recreational opportunities that we offer for our campers, and it's become a very popular activity.
So I invited some friends to join me for a weekend of riding and camping. A mini vacation right here in the 906. We live in the Bruce Crossing area, so instead of trailering up to Twin Lakes, we rode from home, adding on to the adventure. Our plan? Camp one night at each park. We loaded up our side-by-sides with everything we needed for a couple nights of camping and started our journey on a sunny Friday afternoon. We rode east on the SB route, the old railroad trail that runs along M28. Our first stop was the old trestle above Agate Falls, a must-stop anytime you cross it, even if you live only 5 miles away. So we didn't have to pack a bunch of food. We decided to dine along the ride and help out the local establishments. Friday's lunch stop was Hoppy's Bar in Kenton, home of the Sloppy Hoppy, which my friends had. I was the oddball and ate chicken.
Chicken, no mushrooms, no fun. You're lucky you got a smiley face.
After a quick detour for a gas stop in Sidna, we were back on the trail to Twin Lakes. The OC Trail from Sidna to Mass City is mostly forest roads. Near Mass City, we turned onto the BN, the Bill Nichols Trail, and the highlight of this trail is the triple trestles over the Firesteel River. A lot of the ATV trails up here are the old railroad grades, so you'll find yourself riding over many, many cool old train trestles. Once we got into Twin Lakes, it was a quick stop at Krupp's to grab pasties for dinner. We arrived at the Twin Lakes State Park campground in early evening. I had already reserved a site months prior on the DNR website and managed to get one of the best sites in the park.
You make your reservations up to 6 months in advance, and you would do that either through calling our 800 number, or you can make those reservations online at midnrreservations.com.
We set up our tents, flagged down Dave for some firewood, and then it was time to relax, crack open a beverage, and enjoy a hot pasty. Do some people watching, and enjoy each other's company around the campfire. The forecast called for scattered storms all weekend, so it was no surprise when the skies turned dark and we could hear rumbling to our south. It was a long day's ride to Twin Lakes, so having to head to bed just after nightfall really was okay. Day 2 of our ATV camping adventure started like every morning should start. Fresh air and coffee. Not ones to sit around too long, we packed up our gear, made another gas stop at Krupp's, and we were on the trail again to Baraga. The DH Trail is an 18-mile park-to-park connector route of country roads in Baraga County. If you find yourself confused at all on the trail, my trail has a great GPS-enabled app to show you where to go. We arrived at the Baraga State Park around noon. Our site was empty, so we were able to check in early and set up our tents before the rain. At least we thought it was going to rain. We really lucked out on the weather. We somehow skirted the storms that weekend and only had that little rainstorm the first night. While we were camping, I chatted via Skype with Park Supervisor Kelly Somero about Baraga State Park and its amenities.
So some of the really unique things about having ORV camping at our state parks like Baraga and Twin Lakes is that, you can experience different amenities at both of our parks. So Baraga State Park is one of the oldest parks in the Upper Peninsula, and we were very fortunate last year to have an upgrade to our amenities in the park. We had a $1.2 million upgrade that upgraded our electrical and gave us some full hookup campsites and also upgraded our lift station. We also offer Wi-Fi. We have 2 modern restroom and shower buildings, a full service sanitation station, and we also have a day use area in the park. Here at Baraga State Park, you can access the Baraga Plains ORV Trail, the DH Trail, and the Kelly Lake Trail just via the county road here near the park, and also see some local attractions from these local trails.
Lunch on Saturday was the Baraga Drive-In, located next to the campground, known for burgers, root beer, and deep-fried goodness. Next time, I'm having what Adrian had. Per Kelly's suggestion, we took a ride and checked out the Baraga Plains trails. Our ATVs are over the 50-inch limit, so we couldn't get on the north and south loops. That will have to be a story for another day. Back at the campsite, it was time for a little more R&R. Some cornhole, bean bags, whatever you prefer to call it. Red team lost all 3 games. Woo! And then back to the campsite for some more R&R. We had thoughts on visiting some of the local attractions like the Bishop Baraga or a long ride up to Mount Arvon, but the campfire was calling our names. Dinner was a UP State Park camping must. Ballworth's hot dogs. And dessert, of course, s'mores.
Stuff, right? Maybe we'll just do one marshmallow.
It's hard to stray from the traditional camping staples when they're so easy and so delicious. There was a reason I chose a Lakeview site. Sunday morning sunrise was a treat, and worth listening to the traffic all day and night for. After a couple cups of coffee, it was time to head home. This adventure was a first for all of us. When I bought my side-by-side a few plus years ago, an overnight camping trip was on my to-do list. But life gets in the way, and you forget to make time to do the things you enjoy. I'm very happy and fortunate that I was able to make time and my friends made time to take this ride. Fresh air, new trails, great food, lake views, campfires, and friends are all good for the soul. It was a mini vacation we won't soon forget. Maybe it was the fresh air or the barley pop, but we all decided we needed to do this again. Possibly a state park, or better yet, a state forest campground. There are many more places nowadays that are open to ATV recreation here in the beautiful UP.
Golf league, pool league, darts, horseshoes, you name it. Somewhere on some weeknight, something is going on. Thursday nights on the Menominee River, it's fish fights.
It's Thursday night and we're here on the Menominee River and it's Thursday night fish fight night. What this is we run a tournament for 10 weeks and then we have a party and then we keep track of the inches. $10 to get in for both species. You can register in one walleye, one bass, and if you get into the other, you can register another legal fish like a pike or a perch or a rock bass or a crappie. And the most inches at the end wins. Cindy's got a fish. Oh, off. It's a good time, good people. Some people like their pool leagues or volleyball or whatever. We like to fish, so that's what we do. Good way to learn doing this too, because people are pretty friendly. They share what they're using, their tactics, and I've been doing this for a while. This is my 17th season actually. I figured I'd do it for 20 and I got some of the other guys who are gonna take it over.
Now when it comes to fishing, some say it's bad luck to bring a camera into the boat. Others say it's just me that's the bad luck charm, and I've actually begun to believe that myself, I guess. But luckily for me, Brian said he doesn't believe in bad luck. He also said that he's never been skunked in 17 years of fish fights. With that, I was pretty confident that I'd soon be back on the shore with an SD card full of walleye footage, just waiting to be turned into a Monday night fishing segment. So I anxiously waited with my eye in the hole and my finger on the trigger, waiting for the hook set. Waiting. I began to sense some doubt in Brian's voice.
Might end up getting skunked tonight.
About the time I began to accept the fact that I'd be putting together a fishing segment without fish, it happened.
I don't think it's very big though.
Hallelujah.
I was thinking that I might end up getting skunked tonight. I ain't got it in yet though. You ever have one of them days? Come here, net, honey. I need a net. Come on. Oh, now it's pulling hard. I don't think it's very big. Oh, now it's pulling hard though. Oh, it must be barely hooked. Oh, it's a keeper. It might be. Yay! There's a walleye. It's not a very big one, but it's a keeper. But one thing about fishing, persistence pays off, especially if you know the fish are down there. I believe this is a keeper. Oh yeah, look at that. 16 and a half. All right, on the board. Just in time, because it's time to go. Thank you. Cool. Oh, I didn't get skunked, Brian. It's 8:21. We're done, honey.
Ain't had a keeper in 5 weeks. I was due.
So was it good luck or bad luck that we caught one keeper? Does luck exist? All I know is you don't hear too many fishing conversations without the word luck in there somewhere.
17 and a half.
Oh, so what are the Thursday night fish fights? I saw no fighting at all. No arguing, no complaining. Just a bunch of people who'd rather be outdoors on a river
Dude, you're buying me some beer.
than indoors on a couch.
Wow.
Kids and fishing with a little competition mixed in. I was on the shores of Little Beatty Knock for a look at the Young Angler Fishing Tournament.
The 2020 Young Angler Walleye All Species Tournament today. The whole concept for the AYA is to get kids involved in fishing, and we add a little competition to the format to make it a little more exciting for the kids, and the kids really enjoy it. So today we had 11 teams. which consisted of 1 adult and 2 children, and we did allow a second adult as a chaperone in the boat today. This was a walleye tournament, so the teams that weighed their best 3 walleyes walked away with a brand new Lund boat, motor, and trailer package worth $4,500 in cash. So you talk about some excitement for kids when they're in the boat. When they land a big walleye, it was high fives today, it was excitement. So the kids really enjoyed it. And for some of these kids, this is the first time they had a chance to fish all summer. So they got invited by their family, the parents, some aunts and uncles. 1.20 pounds, nice fish. And they were invited to go fishing today, and for most of them, they had a great time.
So we started off in the morning and it went kind of slow, and we caught a little bass in the beginning, and then at like 11 o'clock things started to pick up, and within 45 minutes I think we caught our 3 walleye, and then and it just kind of started going slow, and then yeah.
Give me a story about today's fishing.
We caught a huge walleye. 25 inches.
We made it an all species category also, so when a child catches a sheephead, when a child catches a bass or a northern pike, it's not a disappointment, it's actually it's excitement, because they could win a prize of $100 cash for those big fish. Today the best 3 walleyes weighed over 19 pounds, which was an incredible weight, and those kids were just ecstatic, and they could not believe what they won today. In 4 categories, that's $400.
Was it cold out this morning?
Yeah.
The AYA, the Angler Young Angler Walleye Tournament, started around 1998. It's sponsored by Lund Boats, headquartered out of Minnesota. And Escanaba is one of 15 regional events across the United States, including Canada. So pretty cool to see Escanaba on the map again for the fishery we have here. 11:07. Good job, you guys.
Is it a long day?
Yeah.
We went fishing in the morning. We started off, it was slow, and then we started picking up around lunchtime, and then towards the end we got a couple more, but they weren't any good, so we just threw them back. And the weather was pretty cold in the morning, but then it got nicer as the day went on, so it was a good day of fishing.
You think you guys are going to win?
Yeah.
You think so? Did you win before?
Yep, we won the first year.
So the Angler Young Angler is open to any anglers 17 and under. So we're looking for more participation next year. If anybody has any questions or wants to get involved, we're looking for sponsorships, we're looking for anglers. And we start planning this right away for next year. So we're going to be planning it in the next couple of weeks again, setting a date. Usually, typically, we'll have this event in August at some point. August, it seems like it's the better time of the year for a good fishing for the kids. All right, look at the Myrons, guys. Big weight today. 1609. That's the team to beat right there.
We were using crankbaits and we caught quite a bit of fish. Couple walleye, bass, and a smallmouth.
Started out pretty slow for us, got a couple fish right away, and then about noon it just turned on for us for about 2 hours and then shut down again. And then in the last hour and a half of the day is when we upgraded to all our big fish. So it was right down to crunch time. I think the final count, we boated 15 walleye, 1 pike, and 1 brown trout.
There's your champions 2020, guys.
Like I said, all the little ones came early in the day, and then the big ones came out late in the afternoon. So,
like Nick said, started out really slow. Halfway through, we just started getting a little bit of luck, and then we shut down again, and then we got upgraded, got bigger, really big fish, and then here we are.
When we first started, we had no luck for a little bit, but then we started catching. We got 1 at the beginning, and then it stopped for a little bit, and then after that, we started getting more in the boat once we kept going, once we kept trolling, and after a while, we caught some more, and then we caught that 1 nice pike, and now here we are.
The Angler Young Angler was started in around 1998, and the whole idea of this is to get kids involved in fishing, give them an opportunity to go fishing. And you know what? It's better than playing video games every day. It gives kids a chance to get in the outdoors and actually enjoy the outdoors and go fishing, and maybe win a prize at the end of the day. Another $100. Now you don't got to rip that $100 bill hat. Now you stop it.
Lake fishing?
Yeah.
What's the best part?
Fishing.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next week right here on Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.